talk about the impending list of players who will be retained by IPL franchisee that has to be submitted to the governing council by 5 p.m. today, and there could be trouble brewing for Team India's discarded off-spinner Harbhajan Singhs after the BCCI actually demoted his annual retainership from grade A to B. It's understood that his IPL franchise Mumbai Indians could drop him from their roster of players, though the Indians officially have denied any such move to drop their captain. But there is news emerging that some unconfirmed IPL franchises are in talks with Harbhajan, preempting his non-retention. Now, Harbhajan, who led the team to Champions League title last year, did not do all that well this year. Mumbai were the only Indian side not to have won a single game in the just concluded tournament. Among others, MI may also leave out Richard Levy. The reason was that the pay bill for the MI is running into excess of $12 million as they purchased some players through the transfer window last year. Remember, they also bought Dinesh Karthik last year, and he obviously added to the wage bill as well. The IPL franchisee stays the 5 p.m. deadline today to announce the players that they intend to retain for next year. Harbhajan Singhs on a reported salary of $1.3 million, given the fact that he was one of the 4 players that Mumbai chose to retain. Rasesh Mandani has the latest. Rasesh, what are the reports that are emerging, or what are your sources telling you on this story?
So that the deadline to submit the list for the players to be retained is 5 p.m. By the evening, and there are only a while to go. There is a possibility that Mumbai Indians may want to do away with Harbhajan Singh for the plain reason that there is a cash situation. It's a strategic move that they may have to make. The price cap for the players that they would need to have is about 12.5 million. Before the mini auction that is likely to take place after this deadline is over in a couple of months' time, and the Mumbai Indians is reaching towards the end of that cash situation. They picked up someone like a Dinesh Karthik and Pragyan Ojha later in the day, which may have meant that their entire price cap situation has fluctuated. Also, Harbhajan Singh is a fairly expensive player, about $1.3 million, and he did not perform up to the mark in the Champions League. However, a final decision has not yet been taken. The official position of the Mumbai Indians is that it is unlikely that they'll do away with, but there are franchisees who have indicated that Harbhajan has already begun to be in talks with them, so we'll know soon, but it's certainly a position that Mumbai Indians is contemplating.
But obviously the Mumbai Indians has been contemplating that. One of the factors we'll also have to take into account, and I'll bring in our sports editor Gaurav Gala here, is the fact that Harbhajan Singh's equations with Sachin Tendulkar, because everybody knows that Mumbai Indians is all about Tendulkar, and the kind of equations that Bhajji shares with Sachin, will be very, very difficult for the Mumbai Indians management to explain that to Tendulkar, wouldn't it, Gala?
Well, yes. I mean, as far as that is concerned, it is in the realm of speculation, Siddharth. We know that, certain players always get along with other players much better. And as we know, throughout the history of Harbhajan Singh in the Indian side, his equation with a certain Sachin Ramesh Tendulkar has been very good. And I mean, at the time that Harbhajan went to the Mumbai Indians, a lot of people said that, look, Sachin Tendulkar is ensured that Harbhajan Singh plays for the Mumbai Indians. But at that point in time, let's also not forget, Harbhajan Singh was the premier off-spinner in the country and was producing the goods for the country. The reality now, of course, Siddharth, is very, very different. He hasn't been in and around the Indian side. He hasn't really gotten a sniff. And given his performances on the domestic circuit, they don't give too much confidence to the selectors either. And I think those new realities need to be taken into account. Here's a player who hasn't performed, who hasn't been able to get into the Indian side, doesn't look like getting too many wickets, doesn't look like having the form that he had of old, and the Mumbai Indians at the same time have him on their wage bill, and that too at a 1.3 million cap. So given that scenario, it doesn't surprise me that the Mumbai Indians might look to not retain Harbhajan Singh, but at the same time, equations matter in cricket, like you've pointed out, Siddharth, and it's going to be very, very interesting what happens over the next few hours when deadline kicks in.
Right, interesting. Gaurav, stay with us. We've also got Nikhil Chopra, former Indian off-spinner and obviously a former Indian cricketer, then joining us on the phone line. Nikhil, Harbhajan Singh worth $1.3 million. Look at it from the point of an IPL franchise. Given his current form, if you were an IPL franchise owner, would you have spent $1.3 million on Harbhajan Singh?
Well, since he's been the captain of the side, I can understand, everybody's talking about the current form, but since he's the captain of the side, and Harbhajan Singh is a good bowler. He's just going through this bad run of form. I'm sure he's going to bounce back because he's put in some fantastic performances for the Mumbai Indians franchise and also for Team India. It's just that he's going through a bad run of form. To me, honestly, I think that the Mumbai Indians would still look to retain their captain.
Alright, so Nikhil Chopra's vote of confidence for Harbhajan Singh. Let's hope it's a similar vote of confidence that Bhajji receives from the Mumbai Indians management as well. Thanks a lot, Nikhil, Gaurav and Rasesh, for joining us and giving us details and also putting the story in perspective. So $1.3 million versus Harbhajan Singh. That's the story for Mumbai Indians, whether they think their captain is actually worth that much money.